Greetings.
You're all the Spellbinder.
And I'm Hellhound. I'm going to use that name from now on. I was in a band in high school, and we all had our little stage names. That's the one I use, so I can't think of anything better. So, yes, I'm Hellhound. Our last video, we covered the Universal monsters. I made the mistake. I couldn't remember the guy's name. It's Tom Tyler, who played the Mummy's Hand, and then Lon Chaney Jr. took over the rest of the series. He was in the next three, and I just couldn't think of it at the time. I did always know that, but I just didn't think before I spoke. But I really did think it was Dwight Fry at the beginning of The Mummy, the first movie from 1932. I really did believe that until I looked it up.
And today, for this video, we are talking about something dear to our hearts that we grew up with and still watch religiously, even though we really should have stopped, like, years ago.
Yep, My Little Pony. I mean, what was it? Oh, Scooby Doo.
And before we start, I got some facts.
Alright.
Scooby Doo is technically wrong. Right, so
yep, you're right. The Great Dane. Yeah.
the guy that drew him
Yep.
talked to a breeder that he worked with, bred dogs on the side, asked him all the good traits for a Great Dane to have, like straight back, long legs, no hump,
no double chin, no
double
spots.
Not
And
able,
purposely avoided those.
not able to talk.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
And another fun fact, though. Halfway through the show's, like, I'm going to say second season, you notice Shaggy switched to be a vegetarian because of Casey Kasem. God rest his soul. But then when Casey Kasem left and they replaced him, they switched it back.
Honestly, I thought that was a bad idea. I mean, Shaggy should be able to eat. He should eat everything. Like that's what he does. That he's always hungry. He shouldn't be. He shouldn't limit himself just a certain. I respect vegetarians, but that just kind of defeated kind of who the character was for me anyway. But luckily, he went back to eating meat in several later incarnations, much to Casey Kasem's dismay.
But then again, when he did go vegetarian, all he did was like he would eat sandwiches and stuff. You couldn't really see what was on the sandwich.
That's true. You could argue that there was meat on there somewhere. It doesn't really directly say he's a vegetarian, but you know, if you watch it really close, there's assuming that the pizza he eats is vegetarian safe pizza and whatnot.
Honestly, I don't really get vegetarian pizza. Like, it takes away from being unhealthy, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's why you eat pizza. It's bad for you.
Right. One thing I do want to get out of the way. One thing I never understood about the original series. Okay, I mean their van is called the Mystery Machine. It's clear that's what they do. They solve mysteries. I'm guessing they're either on summer vacation. They dropped out of high school. I'm guessing whenever they solve a mystery, somebody gives them some kind of money for doing it. Well, anyway, I thought it would be better if somebody calls them and says, "Okay, hey, Mystery Inc., we got a mystery for you to solve. There's some guy, some creature or some guy in a costume." Terrorizing people, and like it'd be better if they said, "Okay, we'll be right there." But in the show, the way it's presented, they just end up in random places, and there just happens to be some crook wearing a mask, guarding some treasure or something. It's like, what are the odds of that? Everywhere they go, there's a person like that. That's just weird. It'd be better if somebody assigned to them those tasks.
I think though, like in the first series, I think they were in high school because, like in with the Mummy. Or was it the Mummy of the Black Knight that Velma says Shaggy's the best gymnast
Black
in
Knight
school.
was the first episode, the pilot episode.
And then with the
One Night for a Night.
Then with the Creeper, they were looking for a place to have the school dance.
Yeah, it did reference to it a few times. Yeah, you're right, the school dance one, and then like how old are they supposed to be? I've read before that Velma was supposed to be like 15, and she was the youngest, but I don't know if I really buy that or not. I think they were a little old.
The ride at King's Dominion, I don't know if they still have it or not, had the bios on the wall, like.
That's what I'm referring to. It's like Velma was 15.
Fred's 18.
I think Shaggy was 17.
Daphne's 16.
Yeah, something like that.
And and
Scooby Doo was like 4 or 5 or something.
You know one of the things that really bothered me about the show?
What's that?
It's like when they would go to the place and they'd look around, they'd be like, Fred'd be like, "Well, guys, we didn't find anything. Let's go home." Then the monster just pops out of nowhere, screaming like, "Yeah, let's look around some more." It's like,
Yeah, I know.
Like that one guy, like he was a ghost. Like they find him chopping the floor in a house looking for money. He would have gotten away with it if he hadn't done anything. Just waited for him to leave.
Yeah, I know. Some of those crooks in costumes are really stupid.
And I'm starting to think that Fred
I don't know where they got all those costumes.
I'm starting to think that Fred like rigs the van to break doan, or he just says, "Well, we're out of gas."
Yeah, something always happens.
Yeah, like they're going like, "Well, okay, we're out of gas." Like, but man, we got gas like 10 minutes ago.
Well, remember the amusement park episode with the robot? That really was not really a monster, but it really was. It wasn't a person in a costume. There wasn't really anybody behind it. There's like no evil plot going on. Just the guy and his wife, or the guy created a robot. His wife said it wasn't natural. Like I guess it was her doing kind of, but there wasn't like any malevolent intentions behind it.
And one of the things about it though, where did this guy that runs a carnival get the knowledge to build a working
right?
robot, do all that stuff?
Yeah, I know. His knowledge on like mechanics and stuff was quite vast.
Okay, like
amusement park owner.
I think we should like discuss our favorite episodes and question them. Okay,
we're gonna try to keep this one shorter than our last video too, by the way. And I'm only pretty much gonna talk about the original Scooby Doo. Where Are You? The new Scooby Doo movies, which is the second incarnation. Then the Scooby Doo show, which ran under 2 different titles. Scooby Doo and Dynamite Hour and Scooby Doo Where Are You Season 3. It's kind of confusing. Then Scooby Doo and Scrappy Doo and 13 Ghosts of Scooby Doo as well. I'm not going to talk about any of the newer ones.
By the way,
I'm not as big of a fan.
Remember that episode that I referenced like last time we did a video? The episode was from the new Scooby Doo Mysteries. It was called Halloween Hassle.
Yeah, new Scooby Doo Mysteries. That one, I believe, started out as the new Scooby Doo and Scrappy Doo show. Then they changed the title to New Scooby Doo Mysteries. That's the one that had Daphne, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shaggy, Daphne, Scooby, and Scrappy. Just like 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, minus, Vincent Van Gogh and Flim Flam, who's the most annoying character ever. Say what you will about Scrappy, Flim Flam sucked. I love Scrappy. I'm personally a big fan. I don't know why everybody hates him, but Flim Flam, oh dear God, what a terrible
He was
idea.
way too annoying. Like, you think some kid that lives in this remote village wouldn't be able to speak English?
I couldn't stand that little punk.
Yeah, I like Scrappy a whole lot. Like he brought an extra dynamic.
He really did.
They wouldn't have solved most of the mysteries if he hadn't gone running into trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Because they didn't have Velma. The original Scooby and Scrappy show, they still had Velma and Fred. But after a while, they kind of phased those 2 out. And sometimes they still had Daphne.
Brought them back after a couple episodes.
Yeah, but then they had Scrappy was kind of the new one who solved all of it, figured everything out instead of Velma. I love the 3 80s movies, by the way, though. Boo Brothers, Ghoul School, and Reluctant Werewolf. Those are amazing. I wish they made more of those. Those were just awesome. And I like the 90s movies as well. Zombie Island and Witch's Ghost being really good. The live action movie should have been more like those instead of teen movies with bathroom humor. I didn't like the live action movies. Sorry.
Yeah, that's like okay.
But anyway, go ahead and say what you want to say about those favorite episodes.
My favorite episode from the new Scooby Doo show was Jeepers of the Jaguaro. Okay, the beginning, what?
I think that was part of the Scooby Doo show, like the one that aired under Dynamite.
Anyways, I got them mixed up. It's like
it is confusing.
Okay. So it starts off. The headhunters are making an offering to the Jaguaro statue.
Mm-hmm.
You see it. You see the lines on it when it's out, but it goes up to the side. You see it's made of stone. And the head guy comes in and kneels down for a second. Sets the bolt. He stands up. The statue comes to life. Okay, I'm thinking this is a big, 10-foot, maybe 500, 800-pound statue.
Right.
Where did this guy have the timing and all that to jump in front of it and do this with them not seeing him?
And there's a lot of things that are questionable. There's a lot of unsolved mysteries too. Like there's a few episodes that have something floating in the air, and they never explain it at the end of the episode. There's a lot of unexplained phenomenons I've noticed throughout the show.
Yeah, like that cup when in the castle at Camelot.
Yeah. Like what the hell?
Thanks. It's all right. Just floats up.
I'll say one episode that did kind of creep me out when I was little is What the Hex is Going On. That's one of the ghost of Elias Kingston, I believe they called him.
Yeah.
Did I get that right? Yeah, and the way that the guy aged and eventually became a skeleton, that kind of freaked me out when I was a kid. Yeah. I'm surprised they,
And another one's
cartoon back then.
Another one was I can't remember the name of the episode, but it's that witch. Turns out she's a twin sister of the girl that they're helping in Salem.
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, how do they know she has a twin sister just by?
It was kind of one of the later incarnations, right?
It was with the Dynamite episode.
Or
it was standalone, it was that series, but I don't know if it was
we might get some of these mixed up, but that's the which incarnation it came from.
I think it was I don't know if it was on the Dynamite Hour, or it's standalone by itself. Anyways, I
just referred to it as the Scooby Doo show.
Yeah,
those episodes.
Anyways,
the original syndication.
How did they figure out that she had a twin sister just because there was a Gemini symbol on the witch's grave, and that she wanted revenge and all that, and then they figured out that the gravedigger was helping her? How did they find that out? Because they never talked about it.
Good question.
And why are these people? Those people were so dumb. It's
really
could they tell they were Scooby Doo in a costume? It was an actual witch, and that Shaggy wasn't some kind of demon helping him.
Yeah.
You'd think they'd be smarter than that.
You'd think so. Come on, Velma.
But then again, you gotta question.
Get your act together.
You gotta question with a name like Squire Marley, he's not really up on stuff. that's not witch related.
Oh, no Scooby Doo video is complete without mentioning where the hell do Fred and Daphne go? They always split up. They always put Velma, Scooby, and Shaggy together. Sometimes not even with Velma. I know that the writers intended to focus more on the comedians, and Fred and Daphne were kind of the boring straight men of the group, but it never shows where they go or what they do. Every once in a while, Daphne will get kidnapped and whatnot, but, I think everybody knows, everybody has their own theory as to...
I'm starting to think that Fred doesn't really pay attention a whole lot, and that she gets grabbed when he's like...
meathead.
Yeah, looking around. It's like
and everybody knows that the reason that Shaggy and Scooby are hungry all the time is because they have the munchies, right?
Yeah.
It was the 70s, late 60s.
Late 60s, early 70s.
I think, it started in, 69, I think? I think the show started...
I thought it started in, 67.
I think they...
Let's be safe and say we weren't born yet, so we don't
60s,
know.
Yeah. Sometime in the late 60s, but it was mostly like a 70s thing. The second season of Scooby Doo, Where Are You? I think it didn't have nearly as many episodes as the first one. That's when they started having songs by Austin Roberts, I believe his name was. Every episode had I think there's a couple that didn't, but almost every episode had like a chase scene with a song, and that became like a staple of the show.
I personally thought the chase scene would have been funnier if they played Benny Hill music.
Right. Oh, and here's another thing. The Beatles never did a Scooby-Doo theme song in the beginning. A lot of people think, the Beatles did that opening song. No.
Didn't Donny Osmond do a song on one of the episodes?
Probably.
Like the one... I can't remember.
Well, they did. Didn't they meet the Osmonds in one of the episodes of the new Scooby-Doo movies? See, the thing is, my DVD doesn't have all the episodes, so there's a few missing.
I gotta say this personally, I did not like the new Scooby-Doo movies.
They were a little too long.
Well, it's like... Okay,
I like the guest stars. I thought it was kind of cool. Three Stooges and Batman and Robin.
Well, apparently in this universe, Batman is real. And okay, and
Addams Family too.
Okay, it's like now I got to talk about like Mystery Incorporated, the new series like a couple years ago. Okay, this is cool. Basically, they live in Crystal Cove, and
it actually explains that they are
Yeah. Anyways, it's a town for weirdness. Later, they find like all the mysteries they've done actually took place around that. And then the cool thing about it is it's got a big overarching story.
I thought that was cool. There's like an overall, there's a recurring
then again,
narrative.
it gets kind of weird. Like, there's a planespheric disc, and there's this evil entity buried underneath the town. Basically, it corrupts people and makes them want to, like, do bad stuff to, like, collect it. That's why they got the costumes and all that, like, stuff.
By the way, I didn't follow that show. I thought it was an interesting concept. I liked how every episode was a continuation. There was an overall narrative. I didn't like how Fred was obsessed with traps. I didn't like how Velma was obsessed with Shaggy. I didn't like how Scooby-Doo was pretty much worthless. He didn't do much. And then there's no Scooby Snacks either. But I thought there's good ideas, but it did explain they had homes and stuff, that they didn't live in their van like I'm pretty sure they did in the original show.
I'm sorry. I thought you didn't like one-dimensional characters. But I like that they gave Fred more to his character than just
but they kind of
being the guy that drives.
Well, yeah, I mean, they might have fleshed him out a little more, but I don't know, it was just weird seeing it after all these years. I mean, I do appreciate the concept. I liked my favorite of the newer incarnations was What's New Scooby Doo, which was like it was almost the exact same thing as Scooby Doo.
I thought you hated that show.
No, I like the one I hate is Shaggy and Scooby Get a Clue. That show sucked. That had nothing to do. Yeah, you're not missing anything.
Yeah, I never
nothing
watched
to do. It's one of my DVDs came with I think it was like Scooby Doo and the Legend of the Vampire movie or something. I think that came with an episode, or it was one of them. It came with an episode of Shaggy and Scooby Get a Clue, and I couldn't even finish it. I was like, it was way too different. It was a total departure from the series. The voice acting sucked. The animation sucked. I just couldn't stand it. It was just like a typical modern day cartoon with no imagination, no creativity. It just lacked substance. And,
you know what I didn't like about What's New Scooby Doo?
What's that?
The art style.
Well, it was the closest that we got to like the originals.
Okay,
it was closer than Mystery Incorporated was.
Well, yeah.
They have a new one coming out now. I can't remember the name of it, but I don't like the way the characters are designed.
Okay, look at the way from like Zombie Island, Cyber Chase, all those movies there. Then look at What's New Scooby Doo, and like tell me the big difference.
Well,
it's like they were too colorful.
They should have kept the stuff. Okay, Zombie Island and Witch's Ghost were just perfect. They were great animated movies. Alien Invaders and Cyber Chase were okay. They were pretty good. After that, Legend of the Vampire was okay, but after that, they really went downhill. Monster of Mexico and Goblin King was okay. I liked how the monsters were real again in that one, just like they were in the ones I just mentioned. It was always cool seeing real monsters, and just like in most of the 80s incarnations. 13 Goes to Scooby Doo, which I think is an underrated masterpiece. Something that should never got finished. That still makes me mad to this day. No, it never did. It got canceled before there's still 2 ghosts on the loose. They only caught 11 of the 13 ghosts. There's 13 episodes, but the first one was where they released all the ghosts, and the 6th episode there was no. All the ghosts got released on a ghost ship, which is actually my favorite episode, weirdly enough. But they never caught the 2 remaining ghosts, unfortunately.
Wait, if they didn't catch the 2 remaining ghosts, how would they been able? How would they been able to do the final episode? Like they're all back.
They never did.
Chest? It's like, wait a minute.
That show never got finished, unfortunately.
Okay, so we got 5 minutes. So I think now that we've talked enough, we should list our top 5 favorite Scooby Doo episodes.
Let's say one more thing before we do that. Release Scooby Doo and Scrappy Doo on DVD already. I'm tired of waiting.
I have most of them taped.
On VHS?
Not taped off TV.
Oh, yeah. Well, they've been releasing a few of the episodes on the new 13 Spooky Tales Around the World, or whatever it's called. They release a few of them on there, but I don't want to have to buy all those different sets because most of the episodes I already have, and I'd be buying each set just for like 1 or 2 episodes from Scooby Doo and Scrappy Doo. Just release the whole damn thing as a box set, man.
You know what?
So frustrating.
Okay, so like, I got most of them on tape because it was like a bunch of marathons on like TNT at like 97, 98. They don't do that stuff anymore. Like, yeah, it's awesome. Okay, so you want to go first or should I go first?
You go ahead.
No, you went. I went first last time. You go first.
Okay. My top 5 episodes from all incarnations.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can't remember all the titles. I will say Scooby Doo Gets a Clue, I believe it's called, or A Clue for Scooby Doo. It's the one with the ghostly Captain Cutler, the ghostly diver. That was it's kind of confusing. I think that was either the second episode that they made or was the second one aired, one of the two. But they had What a Night for a Night, and then they had Hassle in the Castle, which is the one with the ghost, Phantom or whatever. The guy, the magician in the ghost costume, the generic looking ghost guy. There's some kind of issue with that. The episodes are a little out of order at first, but anyway, yeah, the one with Captain Cutler, that's definitely up there. These are in no order, by the way. And then also, let's see, also from I think this is the Scooby Doo Where Are You season 2, or maybe it's the first season. The one with the ghost clown, Harry the Hypnotist, where he hypnotizes the gang to do all kinds of crazy stuff.
You think he would be immune to his own hypnotism?
Yeah, I know. That was weird how they use the mirror and then they hypnotize themselves at the end. That was strange.
I can understand.
Why didn't you stop doing it?
I can understand him hypnotizing Shaggy because he's dumb as a box of rocks, and Daphne because she's not exactly sure.
Well, that episode was cool because you didn't know. We had no way of knowing who the culprit was because we didn't encounter him early on in the episode like with most episodes. It's the gardener. Oh, it's the sheriff. This time I know that man. He's Harry the Hypnotist. He got fired. Blah blah blah. And also, that episode I mentioned already, the 6th episode of 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo with the ghost ship, that was really awesome. That's definitely my top 5 Scooby-Doo episodes from any incarnation. I believe the title, I want to say it's like Ship of Ghouls or something, but I could be, don't quote me on that because I could be wrong. It's one with the ghost ship. Also, there's so many to pick from. I like the one with the Gator Ghoul. I believe that was either on the Scooby-Doo Dynamite Hour or
it was
what they called Scooby-Doo Where Are You season 3. It was part of the Scooby-Doo show. Gator Ghoul, and there's still a few episodes that didn't get put on DVD from those two, by the way. But
what number are you on?
And there's another. I just got one more.
Okay.
There's one that was in the Scooby-Doo and Scrappy Doo show. It's the one with I don't remember this one very well, but I remember loving it when I was a kid. It was the one with he was like a star. It was like the Star Man, and there was one part there in their room that was so bright with too much light and they couldn't see anything. That was really cool. There's all kinds of more that I could name, but those are the top 5 that come to mind right now. I'm sure if there's ones I think are better, then I'll think of later. Go ahead.
Okay, here's my top 5. Number 5.
You're so much more organized than I am when it comes to that.
Yeah, I think about this a lot.
Yeah.
Number 5. The Headless Horseman from Halloween.
Oh, that's one I should have mentioned. Good choice.
I like this because it's a Scooby Dumb episode.
Yeah, Scooby Dooby Doo.
But then again, the one thing I hate about it gives away who the bad.
Still looks through for clues.
It gives away who the bad guy is.
Yeah, when
halfway
he has the head and he's just wearing makeup.
Wait a minute!
Let's find out who that guy is. It's
wait, he's not wearing a mask.
Was it Uncle something or?
It was Cousin Elwood.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, Number
Take that
4.
Cousin Elwood mask
Number
off.
4. Scared a Lot in Camelot.
Good choice.
Yeah. I like this because, like, it's like a magician that Shaggy and Scooby ruined his act because they're idiots. And then he goes to the castle. He pretends to be Merlin, and his assistant's the Black Knight. They're trying to steal, like, Uncle Shagworthy's jewels and diamonds, and he keeps them in the fridge with his food. Because, why not? Okay, number 3. The Ghost of Sack the Quarterback. Was actually... I have a little doll of a little zombie quarterback, so, like, at home. I should have brought it.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you should.
Number 2.
Actually, I have a Scooby Doo doll around here somewhere. I think it's in my
it used to be over there.
room. Yeah, I used to have it out here. But little stuffed Scooby Doo.
Number 2. The Gruesome Game of the Gator Ghoul.
Good choice.
I bet I remember the titles for these
yeah, that's
episodes.
right. I remember some of them.
Because, like, it's another Scooby-Doo episode, and it is actually creepy as you know what. Because, like, but then again, they never actually... Did they explain how she did, like, the eyes and all that?
Yeah, I do remember it was a
something.
woman that played her. I'm pretty sure they did. As that series went on, they kind of stopped. They stopped going into so much depth about like how the crooks did all the fancy stuff. They just kind of they didn't explain it as well like as the episodes.
Okay, number what number am I on? 1.
Yeah.
Number 1. The Johnny Bravo crossover.
Oh yeah, Bravo Duty. That was actually an episode of the Johnny Bravo. That was hilarious.
That was
my glasses. I can't be seen without my glasses.
I thought it was cool. Like they brought back a lot of the main cast to do the voices.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was
hilarious.
Awesome.
That was very funny. I'd say some good runner-ups are Ghost of the Bad Humor Man, I believe it's called, or Ghost of the Good Humor Man. It's the one where they had the Strawberry Phantom, the Chocolate Phantom, the Vanilla Phantom. They look just like the two ghosts from that one where Scooby-Doo... he collects an inheritance. There's a big Confederate money. There's the two phantoms. They look just like those, except they're like ice cream ghosts. And then also the Spirits of '76, I believe it's called, like the ghosty football player. And then the one where the phantom looks like Gene Simmons from Kiss. The ghostly like a disc jockey or so. I can't remember. All
Didn't you do him for number 1?
No, I didn't mention that one yet.
Okay, like mine is like honorable mentions for me. Like
let's go for 25 minutes.
Yeah, it's good enough. It's good enough.
Yeah.
Like my honorable mentions are Jeepers the Jaguaro, just because it was on the list. Because like
Old Iron Face.
Old Iron Face. Don't interrupt me. The Moon Monster. That was actually a pretty cool episode. Like he turned to stone if he's standing in his shadow. There's another one. Like I had 2 more, and you messed me up.
My bad.
Okay, it's
Jeepers, It's the Creeper. Is that one?
No, that's like mine are mostly from like the new Scooby Doo show. Crap.
What about the one there's a demon shark in the foggy dark?
That wasn't that from like
I think it was a Scooby-Doo show. Or the Frightened Town meets Demons Underground. That's a good one too.
That's a good one. That wasn't that good.
Yeah, I remember some of the episodes.
Beware the Willow Wall.
Yes,
with
that was
the Owlman.
I think that was the first one of the Dynamite Hour.
And
Watch out the Willow Wall. Yeah, the Owlman.
Turns out to be a pair of Indians.
Yeah.
But then again, it misleads you because you got those other Indians like walking around like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And
oh, good.
Okay. Do you have something to say?
Well, when they used to show the Scooby-Doo, the original Scooby-Doo Where Are You cartoon on TV, they always showed the caveman episode way too much. My gosh, they just every time I watched it, I was like, "Oh, Scooby-Doo's on." It's always been the caveman episode. I just got sick of it.
Yeah, like when it was
then
on,
the Witch Doctor one.
Then when it was on, remember when they put on WB? Like,
Yeah.
every Friday they'd show like the caveman, then they'd show like Dracula's castle.
Yeah, I know.
And they'd only switch up like once in a while. Okay.
Got it all together for a brand
Don't
new
start
show.
that. One thing I hate the song. I hate the song.
I don't like the theme song of What's New Scooby-Doo.
What's New Scooby? I like that song. I like that. They should have got the Hex Girls to do it.
They should have. They were awesome, man. They were
Well, yeah.
one of the best animated fictional bands ever. They were pretty hot too for a cartoon.
Yeah.
Which is Ghost. God, that was such a great movie. Yeah, should have made more like that. We should do our top 5 favorite Scooby-Doo animated movies as well.
There's not a lot of. Well, we know what it'll be. Like,
yeah, it's
we
obvious.
freaking the 3 80s movies and the first 2
which is Ghost,
90s movies.
Zombies Island. Yeah,
Zombie Island number 1.
Boo Brothers, Ghoul School,
Yeah.
Reluctant Werewolf, Zombie Island, and Witches Ghost. Yeah, Zombie Island is number 1.
Oh, damn it. I mean, we should have talked about, like, like the Reluctant Werewolf. What's so great about that?
Oh, everything was good.
Okay,
It had Dracula and the Frankenstein monster and the
Okay.
mummy. So did
the honorable mentions
so
are
did
over
Ghost
because
School.
I've forgotten them because we've gone too far off track.
Oh.
What I understand is like all the other monsters, including his wife, can say Shaggy's name, or he says Shaggy.
Hunch Bunch. He looked different than he did in Ghoul School too. You know, he had his daughter Sabella.
I think that was a different
voiced
Dracula.
by Susan Blue from Friday 13th Part 7.
Wait, I think it was which came first?
What?
Which movie came first?
It went Boo Brothers, then Ghoul School, then Reluctant Werewolf. That's the order. That
I think
came out.
I don't think that was actually. Did they say it was actually Dracula or just a vampire?
Oh, this was Dracula. Oh gosh, yeah.
Okay, so
Dracula. Then they needed a new werewolf because the Wolfman went on vacation or whatever. It should have pictured him in the
I think
Bahamas.
I think those movies are supposed to be like separate kind of things.
Well,
Or like
yeah,
it's been so long that he's forgotten.
Well, obviously, the weird thing is in Zombie Island when they make such a big deal about, oh my gosh, it's real, they're real zombies, the monsters are real sometime, then the advertisement was this time the monsters are real. It's not the first time they encountered real monsters. Over the entire series of 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, or
I think
the
they're
Scooby-Doo
ignoring those
Scrappy-Doo
movies.
shorts. Well, obviously,
They're
but it's still
ignoring
kind of
those.
weird. Then the 380s ones as well. It's like they encountered real monsters lots of times. Maybe Shaggy just doesn't remember.
You know,
He's
if they did those
too burned out.
if they made like Boo Brothers like 10 years earlier, they could have gotten like the Three Stooges.
Well, it basically was a tribute.
It would have been like they got Mo and Larry
Yeah.
and like maybe
Curly.
like Joe Besser
Yeah.
or like one later Curly.
Well, basically, it was ghost versions of the Three Stooges. It's kind of what
Not as good though, but it's okay.
Yeah,
It was okay.
they were still funny though. I love that movie.
I love that movie. I can't seem to sit through it though anymore.
Really, I just watched it the other day.
'Cause I know it's like I've seen it so many times, like I know what's happened, and like
I like the hillbillies.
yeah,
Leave him alone, Billy Bob.
yeah. I get
He's
you.
just too cute.
That's funny. He always seems to get the girls in like this whenever they do
Well,
something.
he had a girlfriend in Scooby Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf. Was her name Googie or something?
Yeah.
I think she was voiced by the same actress who voiced Velma. Either Nicole Jaffe or
Yeah.
one of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Casey Kasem, and rest in peace, Don Messick.
Don Messick is
Shaggy, yes, he is. He was the first one to die.
When did he die?
A long time ago. He was the first one out of the original cast to die. Don Messick is dead. I'm sorry.
Are you sure?
Positive. I'll stand by that.
Frank Welker's still alive and kicking.
Frank Welker's the best voice actor ever.
He's probably never
He's
going to
my
die.
favorite. And he's voicing Scooby Doo now as well, in addition to Fred.
He's been voicing Scooby Doo for like years.
Well, yeah, I know.
And
he took over.
wait, which Daphne? You know,
Mary Kay Bergman.
she was the original
Committed
voice,
suicide.
wasn't she?
No, she just voiced her in the 90s movies. The original voice is either Heather North or there's either somebody before or after her. Somebody quit and then she was replaced like mid-season. I can't remember if Heather North was the original or the other girl. I can't remember her name.
I do have to say, like, I like Grey
Grey
Delisle.
Delisle.
I like Grey Delisle doing Daphne.
Yeah, she was good.
Okay. We should like wrap it up. You know.
Let's do 2 more minutes. Go for 30 minutes. No longer.
Okay.
Might as well.
What else do you want to
Came
talk
this
about?
far.
We've run out of things to talk about.
Yeah, well, I can still think. There's more. There's plenty. I can talk
Okay,
about Scooby Doo for hours, but trying to think of a good way to like wrap it up. Yeah, the live action movies should have been more like Zombie Island. Should have been more serious and dark and not as goofy and silly. I didn't even bother seeing the 2 prequels or whatever they were.
I did not see those either.
They just look terrible. I don't want to talk about those too much though.
The weird part is though the actors in those movies like look like the actors from the porn parodies.
Oh gosh, it's terrible.
Or is it great?
Well, about I'll say
That
one
would explain
thing
their
about the
bad acting
2002
ability.
movie. Yeah. Well, Matthew Lillard and Linda Cardinelli were pretty dead on. Lillard did a good job. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. No. Bad casting right there.
I liked Freddie Prinze Jr.
Well, they made him too dumb. He's like too stereotypical meathead jock. Fred, come on. Fred's not that. Fred's really not dumb at all, really. I mean, he's a good leader. He's just the kind of the boring character.
Remember those bumpers that Cartoon Network used to run?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're in the graveyard, like this is part of a costume. Fred's like, yeah, guys, when he like it's his ascot he threw away and got rid of. Like,
that's the best part of
This thing
Scooby
is
Doo.
ugly.
That's the best part is the scenery and the atmosphere. So many graveyards and creepy old houses and abandoned amusement parks, all that stuff. That's the best part.
You know what I'd like
And
to
the
see?
music, too.
You know what I'd like to see?
What's
A
that?
TV show of like the Cartoon Network world, like in those bumpers, like half an
With
hour.
all the characters.
Yeah, like
together.
living.
Yeah, I do remember
Oh wait,
that.
we can't do that because like
Ed, Ed, and Eddie. And
a lot of the characters their voice actors are dead.
Unfortunate. All right, well, reaching the 30-minute mark. I hope you guys liked our video. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Subscribe, like, so we get money, so we can quit our jobs.
Yeah.
Because we hate them.
That'd be nice to be able to quit my job.
Yeah.
Please. All right. Peace.